Our story begins not with enmity, but with an alliance of convenience. As the Cold War swept across the globe in the 1980s, the United States found an unexpected ally in Osama bin Laden. Little did they know, this partnership would eventually lead to one of the most devastating conflicts of the 21st century. In 1979, the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan, sparking a brutal conflict. The United States, eager to check Soviet influence, began funneling money and weapons to Afghan fighters through the CIA's Operation Cyclone. Among these fighters was Osama bin Laden, a wealthy Saudi who had joined the resistance. Bin Laden built networks, forged alliances, and established training camps under the cover of fighting the Soviets. By the late 1980s, as the Soviet Union prepared to withdraw, bin Laden's views began to shift. He formed a new group, Al-Qaeda, or the Base, dedicated to defending Islam from what he saw as Western aggression. Bin Laden turned his sights on a new enemy, the United States, accusing it of occupying Muslim lands and exploiting their resources. In the 1990s, Al-Qaeda launched its first attacks against U.S. targets, including the bombings of U.S. embassies in Kenya and Tanzania in 1998. The bombings killed hundreds and marked Al-Qaeda as a rising threat. The U.S. began to track bin Laden with increasing urgency, but he evaded capture. Then came September 11, 2001, a day that forever changed America and the world. Al-Qaeda operatives under bin Laden's command hijacked planes and carried out coordinated attacks on the Twin Towers, the Pentagon, and attempted an attack on the White House. Nearly 3,000 lives were lost, and the United States vowed to bring those responsible to justice. In response, President George W. Bush launched the War on Terror, beginning with an invasion of Afghanistan to dismantle Al-Qaeda and capture bin Laden. The U.S. military, along with allies, attacked Taliban strongholds and raided Al-Qaeda's network of caves and compounds in the hunt for bin Laden. In December 2001, U.S. forces closed in on bin Laden in the mountainous Tora Bora region, but amidst the challenging terrain and under cover of darkness, bin Laden slipped away, evading capture and crossing into Pakistan. The world's most wanted man had disappeared. Despite bin Laden's escape, the U.S. continued its global manhunt. Al-Qaeda carried out additional attacks worldwide, including the 2002 Bali bombings and the 2005 London bombings. Meanwhile, intelligence agencies worked tirelessly, collecting information and following leads to locate bin Laden. Finally, after nearly a decade of searching, U.S. intelligence located bin Laden's hideout in Abbottabad, Pakistan. The compound was carefully monitored, and a plan was devised to bring him to justice without alerting Pakistan. On May 2, 2011, U.S. Navy SEALs carried out Operation Neptune Spear. They stormed the Abbottabad compound and, in a tense, high-stakes mission, killed Osama bin Laden. After years of fear, uncertainty, and pursuit, the world's most wanted man was finally gone. While the world celebrated the end of a chapter, the story was far from over. The war on terror continued, and the legacy of bin Laden's actions left lasting scars on global politics and U.S. foreign policy. The pursuit of bin Laden reminds us of the costs of unchecked ambition and the lengths nations will go to secure peace and justice. This is the story of America and Osama bin Laden, a tale of alliances, betrayal, and relentless pursuit. From the deserts of Afghanistan to a compound in Pakistan, this journey shows the power of conviction for both good and evil. Thank you for joining us on this story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more history that shapes our world.